Introduction of Strategic Management. Every business organization runs with the prime motive of earning profits. Strategic management proves beneficial and plays a crucial role in providing a complete direction by framing policies, implementing these policies, and taking corrective measures after complete evaluation. The purpose of strategy is to help a business win. It is different from planning. Strategy is not just a one-time process, rather it is continuous. Strategic management enriches the managing skills and makes the best use of available resources. Not only sustains survival in most complex situations, but allows organization to anticipate unforeseen changes. Definition of strategic management. Strategic management can help the managers to take appropriate decisions which can lead to the growth of the company. According to Alfred Chandler, strategy is the determination of the basic long-term goals of an enterprise and the adoption of the courses of action and the allocation of resources necessary for carrying out these goals. It is the study of the functions and responsibility of general management and the problems which affect character and success of total enterprise. According to Bracker, strategic management entails analysis of internal and external environments of firms to maximize the utilization of resources in relation to objectives. According to TC, strategic management can be defined as the formulation, implementation, and evaluation of managerial actions that enhance the value of a business enterprise. Phases of strategic management. Phase 1. Basic financial planning. Managers prepare the budget for the following year based on internal information with very little analysis. The entire process is time consuming. Phase 2. Forecast-based planning. Generally, the period for this phase of planning is from 3 to 5 years. Managers move to 5-year planning since annual budgeting does not support long-term plans. Phase 3. Externally oriented planning. The emphasis is on formal strategy formulation, the top management initiative planning, with the help of expert consultants with low inputs from low-level departments. Phase 4. Strategic management. The ultimate planning is in the hands of top management alone only, but the strategies can initiate at all levels. The emphasis is on forecasting coupled with contingency strategies. Components of strategic management. Environmental scanning. Detailed identifying and detailed analyzing the internal and external environment of an organization to evaluate the chances of its survival and growth. The internal components influence the performance of the organization from within, such as human resource, capital, and technological resources. The external components of environment affect the organization from outside, such as consumers, suppliers, political and legal factors, demographic conditions, etc. Process of environmental scanning includes scanning, monitoring, forecasting, and finally assessment. Techniques used are SWOT, PEST, ETOP, QUEST, etc. Second, strategy formulation. It is the process by which the most suitable courses of action is chosen to attain organizational goals. It is the process of investigation, analysis, and making appropriate decisions that serve the best interest of the organization. Due to this, goals of organization are met and it increases the market share and enhances profit of the organization. Steps in strategy formulation. Establishing objectives, analyzing objectives both internally and externally, setting targets for some objects in quantitative terms, developing a strategic plan for subunits and establishing relationships between target and individual units, analyzing gap between actual performance and standard performance of organization. Lastly, choosing best strategy for organization to attain best result. 3 levels of strategy. Corporate level strategy. The focus is on corporate level. It caters to what businesses should we enter in. It includes growth, expansion, retrenchment. Business level strategy. The strategy seeks the answer to how should you compete. The focus is on single business unit and how can it gain a competitive edge by using strategic tools like cost leadership and differentiation. Functional level strategy. These are framed by top level management to support business and corporate level strategies. It helps the functional managers to identify what, how, and when the functional activities should be performed so that desired goals are achieved. It covers areas such as marketing, operations, finance, HRM, production, and research and development. Strategy implementation. When a chosen strategy is brought into action to meet the desired goals or to meet organizational objectives, it is known as strategy implementation. It includes execution of the plans laid down manner so that any organization can develop and utilize the resources. It makes the coordination between structure and culture of the organization. Now, steps in strategy implementation. To develop an organization that can have immense potential so that strategies can be implemented, the available resources are given to essential activities for strategy implementation. For improvement, the best organizational policies are encouraged and employed. Strategic leadership is utilized effectively. Encouraging strategy-related policies for implementation results into encouraging reward schemes on achievement of desired results. Difference between strategy formulation and strategy implementation. It focuses effectiveness, the other focuses on efficiency. Effective strategy formulation requires analytical skills, whereas it requires effective strategy implementation required effective motivational skills. Formulation requires coordination among few individuals only, whereas implementation requires coordination among large group of people. Formulation is an intellectual process, whereas implementation is an operational process. In strategy formulation, activities are of entrepreneurial nature, whereas in strategy implementation, activities are of administrative nature. In strategy formulation, prime involvement is of top management, whereas in implementation, prime responsibility is of functional management. Fourth, evaluation and control. In this last stage of strategy management process, analysis is done to check the effectiveness of chosen strategy in meeting the organizational goals and also taking corrective measures if needed. It also gives effective feedback to create new policies, have a reward system, and ensure proper use of risk. Process of strategic evaluation. Fixing benchmark of performance. The comparison of industrial practices and performance against the best one prevailing in industry is benchmarking. To set benchmark, both qualitative and quantitative evaluation is essential. Quantitative essential is done by measuring financial parameters such as net profits, ROI, EPS, employee transfer, etc., turnover, etc. On the other hand, evaluation of skills, risk-taking, capacity, etc. come under qualitative evaluation. Measuring the performance. Comparison between standard performance and actual performance is done with the help of communication systems and financial statements. Variance evaluation. Gap between actual and standard performance is analyzed and strategists set down limit as to what degree the variance is accepted. Corrective measures. Any unacceptable variance needs the corrective action. Use of techniques such as gap analysis, pest analysis, SWOT analysis, and benchmarking techniques in the evaluation process. Techniques of strategy evaluation. Gap analysis, identifying gap between current performance and desired performance. SWOT analysis, identifying strengths and weakness of organizations which are internal to company along with external threats and opportunities. Pest analysis, identifying political, economic, social and technological factors that impacts performance of organization. Benchmarking, evaluating performance of company against others in same industry. After evaluation, strategic control comes into action. Strategic control is critical evaluation of plans, activities and results, thereby providing information for future action. Types of strategic control. Premise control. The premises set during phase of planning and implementation of strategy are continuously monitored. In case premises prove to be unsuitable for any internal or external factors, action would plan to modify premise as part of control mechanism. Strategic surveillance for new opportunity. The information systems are monitored to protect existing strategy and also encourage any information which has still not been tapped. Implementation control. These control activities begin with beginning of actions for framing effective strategic decisions. Several plans are implemented to meet set objectives. With the help of milestone reviews, continuous monitoring of strategies. Strategic alert control in strategic control. Strategic alert control comes into action when any unforeseen event such as natural calamities, chemical spills, any defects in product, etc. impacts management strategy. An effective strategic control must establish targets and desired standards, should efficiently compare desired and actual standards, should be capable of monitoring system, should analyze results and provide necessary corrective actions. Comparing alignment versus adaptability strategies. Strategic alignment, the process to ensure that actions and decisions of members of organization are in alignment with goals of organization. Strategic management is the process of aligning all stakeholders, internal and external, so that all are focused and committed to achieving a shared organizational vision. Dennis Miller. Types of alignment strategies. Vertical alignment. In this, strategies are directly related to mission, vision and values of organization, and resources too should align in same direction. Horizontal alignment. In this, strategies do not compete with each other, rather work in collaboration. Strategies in one department or unit should not inappropriately impact strategies in other departments. Operational alignment. Since resources are scarce, these must be utilized in best manner. The operations alignment is the point at which planning team assigns tasks to employees as to who will perform, how will one perform, when will one perform, and with what resources. Strategic adaptability. It describes how organization will adapt itself to changing environment. Adaptability strategies ensure how quickly one organization adjusts and improvises its operations. Any organization flourishes if members feel satisfied and accept changes with ease. However, it collapses if it resists changes. The property of supply chain to foresee changes in market scenario and preparing itself to cope up with changes by adjusting the chain configuration with flexibility is chain adaptability. The adaptability and alignment strategies along with agility aim to survive and flourish in competitive market environment. Why is strategic management necessary? It identifies and practices those practices which will lead an organization to flourish, supports business growth by ensuring that performance targets are achieved, provides the guidelines and complete direction to organization for effective working. Pablo Picasso says our goals can only be reached through the vehicle of a plan. There is no other route to success. Benefits of strategy management: improves productivity, increases sales by systematic planning and effective decision making, identifies available opportunities and core strengths, decreases risk by identifying organization weak areas and any external threats, done through various techniques, facilitates decision making, effective utilization of manpower and other resources, effective working environment through communication within organization, encourages change with a flexible and favorable approach, introduction of new policies and practices to have an edge in the market, important for all types of organization, whether big or small. How and when do we apply strategic management? The strategic process goes through 7 stages. Setting the goals. Objectives that company wants to achieve should be specified. The entire planning process revolves around goals that have been set. The goals must be clearly defined, measurable, realistic, significant and flexible. Describing the mission and vision. The mission tells the firm, its products and its course of action. The vision talks about what does the organization wants to become and where does it want to see itself in future. Analyzing external and internal environments. The company should assess its current position and analyze its competitors. Both external and internal factors must be taken care, like available resources, future requirements, competitors, policies, natural calamities, etc. Formulation of strategy. Firm should lay down the strategies at business, corporate and global levels. Implementation of strategy. If implementation lacks efficiency, desired goals are not achieved and the best laid plan is going to fail. Monitoring of strategy. Monitoring, vigilance and observation is a must. There must be a breakup plan to support smooth implementation in case of any errors. Room for changes. In case of any flaws are observed, the authorized personnel have scope for changes. Contents of strategy statement. Statement of intent. It tells why does the firm exist and what activities will be undertaken by the firm. Statement of mission. It tells about products of firm and what actions will be taken to meet desired goals. It also tells contribution of company towards society. It tells how well company will serve stakeholders. Statement of vision. It tells about the future standing of company. It gives directions as well as encouragement to employees to perform well. Goals and objectives. Short-term, long-term goals should be clearly stated. Goals must be flexible, unmeasurable, specified with time frames. The goals must be flexible, measurables, not unmeasurable, but measurable, specified with time frame for accomplishment. Need for strategic management. The organization has to do allocation and utilization of resources. The organization must plan out a strategy to use the given resources in the best possible manner to prepare for uncontrolled and unforeseen environmental changes that can hinder the progress of organization. If organization wants to expand, diversify, proper strategy must be framed to confront the new environment. For employee satisfaction or boosting the morale of the employees, strategic planning should be practiced properly. Strategic management helps to survive in competitive environment, to fully aware of core competencies as well as weak areas. Likewise, to foresee what opportunity does it have to create an impact in market, and also what threats can it face. This can be done with various strategic practices. In what circumstance might strategic management not be necessary? Strategic planning is a continuous and complex process. Components like structure of organization, external environment, internal environment, long-term goals, etc. are interlinked. Changes in any one of these will affect others either directly or indirectly. For any change, company will have to make adjustment which can influence decision making and leadership skill. If a decision needs to be taken within a very short time, organization cannot afford the process of strategic planning. Formal strategic planning is not feasible in a very complex and uncertain scenario. If environment is difficult to interpret, then strategic planning will not be feasible. In those organizations where reviews and follow-ups do not exist, there is no role of strategic management. If those involved with strategic management process are not competent and lack proper training, strategic management will fail.